instead of consider as a whole, just considering a particular units, just focusing on a particular unit. There is a one boss for one subordinate. There is no need to mislead or no need to get conflict, because of everyone is doing by a single leader. The successful statement of organizations which is not possible by only superiors or only managers, and it is also that responsibility carried by that employers also. Namaste my dear students, Shubha Hebba here, Faculty of Commerce, Vidhyaashram First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, Mysuru. Yes, my dear students, a warm welcome to the last session of Management Principles and Applications. And of course, this is the second session of last chapter, fifth chapter, that is about controlling. In this session, we are going to discuss about that further part of controlling. What are the important techniques of controlling and coordination? Another important concept of coordination. Yes, in the previous session, we have discussed about controlling, meaning of controlling and importance, features of controlling, and also we have discussed about the process of controlling. In this session, we are going to discuss about that further part of controlling. Let us discuss about the different contents. The first one, modern techniques, and the second one, that management audit. What are the different modern techniques of controlling? And then management audit and PERT and CPM. This is also one of the important modern techniques of controlling, but we are going to discuss separately. And second one, management by exceptions, the concept of management by exception. Then management by objectives, and what are the different process, advantages and limitations of that management by objectives, that is MBO. And the next one, just in time. So this is belongs to that inventory, and this is also one of the important concept we are going to discuss, that just in time, JIT, and what are the advantages and disadvantages of JIT. And next one, concept of coordination, and then what are the different principles of coordination and limitations of coordination. So these are all different content we are going to discuss in this session. Yes, let us start the session with what are the modern techniques of controlling. First one, that return on investment, ROI. Return on investment, it is about that capital investment. Yes, basic capital investment should return profit, should return the profit. This is the one of the important modern techniques of controlling, that is ROI. Okay, this is the first important techniques which tells about capital investment. It is about that investment of capitals, how it will give the better returns. Of course, that returns will tell us about efficient utilizations of that financial resources. That is about that return on investment. And second one, that is ratio analysis. Ratio is an arithmetic relationship between two figures. But here, the ratio analysis is a study the relationship between two groups. Two groups in financial statement in an organizations. That is called ratio analysis. And the next one, that is responsibility accounting. Responsibility accounting, accountable for all the management, budget and accounting. That is about that responsibility accounting. So this is one of the important responsibility, that accounting of planning, costing, and then responsibility centers of a company. It is called that responsibility accounting. And the next one, management audit, and then PERT and CPM. Furtherly, we will discuss these two important techniques in separately. Next one, management audit. Yes, what do you mean by management audit? Management audit, so this is a appraisal, systematic appraisal of the overall performance of the management organizations. Yes, auditing which tells about, yes, how you have performed, which tells about just it is a confirmation about your performance. That systematic appraisal of that overall performance of any organizations, that is called management audit. Yes, what are the different objectives of management audit? Yes, it ensures optimum utilizations of human resources. Yes, the next one, to point out the deficiencies of objectives, policies and procedures and plannings. Where it happens, the deficiency or defects of that plannings and management, whatever it is, you can find the defects and you can suggest the improving methods to operations. And the next one, it helps to management by providing the early signals of sickness. So in the next coming days, that company may get in losses, may sink into that any sickness. So that is why we can give the awareness. Okay. And the last one, anticipate the problems and suggest the remedies to solve the problems in timings. Yes. Next, another one concept, PERT and CPM. These are all two important techniques of controlling, that is PERT and CPM. What is PERT? That is Program Evaluating and Review Techniques. Program Evaluating and Review Techniques, which tells about the time-based evaluations of timings of all the process and also as well as every projects. So that is belongs to that PERT and CPM. CPM means that critical path method. Yes, it is an important network techniques useful in planning and controlling of the management. So these two important techniques which has performed very important functions as a planning and scheduling and implements of time bonding projects, and also which tells about that review the techniques. Okay, so this is about PERT and CPM. And these particularly two important techniques which are interrelated with the time management and allotment of activities in the organizations. This is about PERT and CPM. And the next one important concept, that is about is that management by exceptions. And what is the management by exception? What is the meaning of management by exceptions? Yes, this is the concept of manage used to focus on areas of business performance instead of looking at the business as a whole. So it is one types of a micro view. Instead of consider as a whole, just considering a particular units, just focusing on a particular unit. Yes, what are the real errors and how to solve that errors. So these are all consideration which helps to development, that individual development or that unit wise development is possible. Yes, what are the advantages of management by exceptions? Yes, the first one, less time. It saves the time because of considering or just focusing the whole organization. Instead of focusing the whole organization, because of that focusing on whole organizations which requires more time and for corrections or problem solving process which requires more times, but just it is go with a unit wise which requires very less time. And that identity crisis and critical problem. Identity of crisis. Yes, if there is any problems in a particular unit, they can take the measures because of unit wise here they are focusing. And then critical problems, if there is any critical problems, it can help to take remedials. And next one, that less number of decisions is required to be taken. There is no need to take a higher decisions and which is not taken by only that higher authority because of the problems which belongs to that particular unit, and it is possible to manage in a particular very low and middle level only. Then decision making is required, that very lesser number of decision making is required, and that is increase the span of control. and it is also just increasing the activities of managers. Okay, so this is management by exceptions. And next go to another one important concept, that is about managements by objectives. That is, we can consider MBOs. Okay, what do you mean by MBO? It is the process where superiors and managers of the organization jointly define the company's goal. Okay, and each individual area of responsibility in terms of results expected by him, and use their managers as a guide for the operating the units and assuring that contribution of each of its members. First, they have to set up the managers and then superiors, that higher level authority, jointly just they have defined the common goal which belongs to that organizations, and also just individual area of responsibility in terms of their results expected by him, and just they are expecting the what are the results should be there, and their measures as a guide for the operating units and assuming contributions of each of its members. That organization, the successful statement of organizations which is not possible by only superiors or only managers, and it is also that responsibility carried by that employers also. Just focusing on the objectives, what are the different objectives should be there, how it is formulated? Yes, just including all the belonging persons which are belongs to the particular organization, taking their decisions and implementations of objectives. Yes, process of MBOs. The first one, define jobs. Yes, defining the jobs, which means what are the different activities going to perform by employers as well as managers. First, they have to get decide about the job. Just they have to define the activities. What are the different jobs going to perform? And this is also one of the important activities of manager also as well as that higher level authorities. And next, setting objectives. After finding the job, what are the different activities going to perform, then they have to set the objectives of organizations. Yes, here the job specifies the special responsibilities, the separate responsibilities of a person, and that responsibility towards to setting the goals. Okay, and the next one, developing actions. Yes, after forming the organizational goal, then they have to taking into actions, then developing the action, how to do and what is the planning they are taking to reach the or accomplish the goals. And the next one, conducting periodical review. So which is useful in the sense that conducting periodical review, which helps to taking executions of planning, how to execute the plan and what are the actual performance of the plan, which can determined in that conducting the periodical review. And next one, performance appraisal. Yes, that performance appraisal which provide the tools for performance appraisal, which can helps to performing better for that employers. And next one, that is achieving the objectives. The last process of MBO, that is achieving the objectives. By understanding the communication and cooperating, which is very required to achieve the objectives. This is the last, if it is in a definite form, that is helps to that MBO which helps to achieving the objectives. Next, we move to just in time, another one concept, just in time. What is the meaning of just in time? The just-in-time inventory is the management strategy as aligns raw materials order from the suppliers directly with the production schedules. Yes, this is about alignment of raw materials which have supplied by the suppliers directly with the production schedules. Yes, how you are going to arrange the raw materials. Yes, what are the advantages of just in time? Just in time, here you are going to arrange, the employee is going to arrange the raw materials in a well manner. That is why which helps to create less space, or you can consider less space needed. Less space needed. And the second one, which helps to waste reduction. That waste occurs from that overproduction, waste of timings, the transportation, that extra movement of transportations, and waste of motion, inventory wastings. So these are all which can remove these are all problems which can remove by just in times, or the method of just in times. And another one important advantages, that is smaller investment. If it is not possible to purchase the raw materials in a bulk quantity, you can purchase in a small quantity with a smaller investment. So this is the different advantages of just in times. And also there will be disadvantages. What are the disadvantages? What are the different disadvantages of that JIT? Disadvantages. The first one, risk running out of stock. Okay, that risk running out of stock in the sense, if it is going in a proper manner, the production, the stocks will available here, then production also will be continuous. If it is like that, okay. And if in a stop of production, that is running out of stock. And second one, lack of control over time frame, and it also needs or requires extra planning or more planning required. Okay, so these are all the advantages and disadvantages of just in time. Yes, we have discussed what are the important techniques of control, and that another one important concept, that is coordinating. So this is also one of the important functions of management, that is coordination. Yes, what is the meaning of coordination? It is the process of integrating the objectives and that activities, and which separate activities of the separate unit of the organization in order to achieve the organizational goal efficiently. Yes, the process of integrating the objectives, how you are going to integrate the objectives with coordinatively. Yes, that activities of the separate units, that there are different departments will be there in the organizations, and each department will try to achieve the organizational goal. How it is possible? It is possible through that coordinatings. Yes, that what are the features of coordination? That coordination, it is group efforts. The first one, group efforts. It is not an individual, it is not possessed by an individual. This function is possible among the groups or among the employers. And second one, unity of action. Already as I told, it is a group activity, the coordination, the maintenance of the coordination among the employees, and that which tells about unity of action among us, the different departments, different employers to achieve the organizational goal. And it is common goal. Each and every department, there will be so many departments, and they may have different goals which belongs to that particular organizations, but each departments always will try to reach the organizational goal, and which is considered as common goal. Okay, and it is possible by only that coordination. If it is not coordination among the different departments or among the different employers, that goal will be distract, and then focus also will be the distract. And next, continuous process. That coordination will not get end, it will be continuous process. Without coordination, it is possible to reach the goal in a well manner. And that managerial responsibilities, of course, to maintenance of the coordination, to build the coordination among the workers, it is responsibilities of all managers, all the leaders. And that essence of management, it is one of the important part of management. Already as I told, that is important functions of management. Without this essence, it is not possible to run the organizations. and that synthesis of efforts. Synthesis of efforts of all the individuals which belongs to different departments always try to reach the organizational goal. That will be the common goal, which have synthesis the efforts how they have done, and if it is coordinatingly it will be the good, and that necessary obligations. So this coordination, it is a necessary obligations, because of just they have to try to maintain the coordination among the employees to achieve the organizational goal. Next, the last one, the deliberate efforts. Coordination, it is not a spontaneous efforts of the managers, and it is a deliberate work, deliberate activities towards the employers. Yes, so these are all different features of coordinations. Next, that need for, what are the importance of coordinations? Yes, the first one, it is a non-routine job. That non-routine job which requires the information, which means the constant flow of information by horizontally and vertically, and these providing the information or this process which requires the coordination. And next one, that is dynamic activities. It is not a static activity which is continuous process. It is considered as a dynamic activities. And next one, standards of performance. Where there is a coordination, there will be a standardity, the maintenance of standards, and that interdependence of activities. Each and every department, the department will be differ, but it including that interdependency on each others. Okay, that is through the coordination. That is why the coordination is very important for maintenance of that interdependency. And next one, specializations. Specialization which looks about that narrow areas of that job activity, but the specialization which is very essential for to lead the business, and also as well as which helps to maintain the coordination among the employers and the leaders or that managers, and that growing organizations. Yes, there will be a large number of organizations, the large number of departments, but it is very necessary to take a coordination among the top level managers, and then middle level, and then lower level workers, and that unity of action. We know that unity of action, each and every department, each and every unit which has the separate managers, which helps to maintain the coordination among the workers. And next one, that synergy, which tells about the synergies tells about that by coordinatingly what they have getting the output, it is more than individual outputs. So this is the needs for coordinations. And next, another one concept, that is principles of coordination. One of the important concept we are going to discuss here. What are the different principles of coordination? Yes, that is unity of command. Unity of command. What do you mean by unity of command? Yes, which means one boss for one subordinate. If there is a one boss for one subordinate, there is no need to mislead or no need to get conflict, because of everyone is doing by a single leader. If there is a more or two more bosses or two more leaders for a single subordinate, which may leads to conflict, because of so many leaders has a different ideas on a one objectives. That is why that unity of command is very important. And second one, early beginning. It is very necessary to take coordination process before starting or before planning of the organizations. Should take early decisions, because of if it start with the coordinations, it will go with a smooth manner, or if it is not getting coordination in the beginnings, which may leads to conflict, or which may leads to distract the focus on the goal. And the next one, that scalar chain, which refers to link between higher authority or higher level to lower level, and that if it is maintenance of that better relationship among the higher to lower level workers, and that coordination is very important. Coordination is very important. And next one, continuity. It is continued at all the departments. That process will not get end. That is why which is belongs to that continuity principles of coordination. And next, span of management. Yes, there are number of subordinates working under a single manager, and those single manager who has the ability to maintain the coordinate among the subordinates which belongs to him. And next one, that is direct contact. That contact between managers and workers, subordinates and higher level authorities or leaders. Yes, if there is a coordination among the managers and subordinates, which helps to maintain the better working environment among the persons, among the workers. And that reciprocity. What do you mean by reciprocity? Yes, which have interdependence. Interdependence in the sense the coordination between two departments or that more departments. For example, if it is increasing in the sale, that production also will get increases. Production department is different and sales department is different. Just increasing the sale, production also will get increases. If that production will get increases, which tells about that you should increase the sale department. That is why the coordination should be there. Otherwise, if there is no production, no sale. If there is no sale, it is not possible to produce more. That is why the coordination should be there in the between different departments. And the last one, dynamism. Yes, there is no fixed and rigid process in that controlling. The process of controlling should not be rigid and should not be fixed. So, which belongs to that different working environment. So, these are all the different principles of coordination. And the last one, that limitations of coordination. Yes, whatever it is, if it is more than what we required, it will get limitations, it will get problems. That coordinations also, which including that so many limitations. And what are the different problems we are going to facing the coordinations here? Yes, that increased specializations. The specialization which can create more output or which can improve the efficiency of that organizations, but specialization which tells about that problems of coordination. Because of that, we can't defer the specialized person to maintain the better coordination among the people. Second one, interdependence among the units. That higher degree of interdependency. There are two types of interdependency. So one is pooled interdependency and second one is reciprocal interdependency. Pooled interdependency, which tells about no interdependence among the different departments. That reciprocal, it is like so one is depends on others. For example, sales departments depends upon that production department, and productions also depends upon that sale departments. So this is which tells about that higher interdependency among the units. And then different approach towards the same problem. Because of so many managers, they may have different views on their problems, and it is not possible to maintain the coordination among the different departments and different managers. And that uncertainty about the future. This is the major problems or the major limitations to achieving the coordination. Changes in the environmental factors, changes in the social factors, economical factors, which can stimulate, which can motivate the persons, managers, and then workers also. It is not possible to maintain the coordination among the workers easily. And that lack of skill. Yes, if there is everybody which have that skills which are required for that organizational goal, that coordination will be better. One the person or there are so many persons just they were suffering from the lack of skills, and it is not possible to maintain the coordination among the skilled and unskilled. Yes, next one, informal groups. Yes, informal groups just they have strongly bonded by forces of culture, social values, and it is not possible to maintain the coordination among the different workers and also that informal workers. Yes, so these are all different limitations of coordinations. Yes, my dear students, I'm coming to do the conclusions of this part. Yes, we have discussed there are 5 chapters in the management principles and applications. That first one about introduction about the management, and also we have discussed discussed about the management thinkers, evolutions of management, importance of management, nature and scope of management, meaning and definitions of management. Yes, and also we have discussed different functions of management, planning and organizing, staffing, and also we have discussed that leadership, motivation, and coordinations itself. Yes, there is very necessary to understand that meaning and definitions of all the particular concept and features, importance and important theories which I have discussed in that first chapter and that third chapters. I hope you have understood what I have taught in this session and in previous sessions. Yes, dear students, this is the time to say thank you. Thanks for joining me in this session. I hope you will be ready to rock the exams. Read well, keep watching. Thank you once again.